Awesome Rock Day. Coming into the plant. Saved you about an hour and a half. This place is huge. It's got 3 lanes going in and 2 going out. Back to them pups. I think you can haul like 28 ton for them. Might have to look into that. Don't take very long to get in and out of this place. There's a couple other rock plants around here. I haven't went to them. Actually, I knew they were down here because these other trucks were going to different places, but there's another company down here. I think they're only like cents cheaper, 20 cents a ton cheaper or something. And at least it gets you in and out pretty quick. One of these days I might go check them out and see. But so we'll be doing this for about 3 or 4 days. Pretty boring. It's like 3-hour turnaround, load it up, drop it, you know, bang, bang. Like I say, we got 13 loads, I think, going in on this road, so we'll fast forward till we get there. All right, we're out here, got the dozer warming up. It ain't liking it, it ain't real cold today, but, so I did this last night. There was only, I probably got here about 5:30, so I didn't have much sunlight. And I didn't really want to mess with trying to take this, put it on camera or whatever. So I just kind of swept it real quick. Great, touch these edges up. I'm gonna go a little bit deeper over here because there's still some more gravel in it. And try to break this grass up because I don't want to try to get any dirt on there that if I don't have to. And there really isn't any ditch right here. And over there was, so I rolled it over. I think they robbed a bunch of that dirt and built this up once upon a time. It's a pretty cool piece of property. It's been in their family since I think he said the 30s, this piece owner over here on the left, and the piece on the right, I think they bought in the 60s. I don't know how long the house has been there. Probably, I'll ask him to make sure. But so I'm going to make another strip down here, 800 feet. It's a 2640. It's a half a mile long. We're going to make it 12 foot wide. So we'll zip down through here, try to roll this over a little more and build it up just a little bit higher before we put this gravel on it. The old farmhouse. These are pretty nostalgic. I wish I started taking pictures and video on these. I was moving houses for the last about 25 years. We'll go out in western Oklahoma and you'd see, I don't know, 10 or 12 of them a day, just once you got out on gravel roads out in the middle of nowhere. Because I think the land run was in 1897, I think. And then the Dust Bowl's in the 30s. So a lot of people abandoned some of those houses. This one probably wasn't built until, I'll ask him, but probably the 50s. And then everybody kind of moved back to the cities in the 70s and abandoned them. And that's about how long it took for them just to get plumb run down. But that house probably is not 900 square feet, I bet, maybe 1,000. And that was probably huge. I mean, it was huge back then. Probably 6 kids raised in that house. The stories that tell how many was conceived and born in it, there's no telling. But nowadays, you gotta have a 4,000 square foot house. But anyways, I wish I'd have been taking videos of these years ago. That one's probably about ready to fall down, and then they'll just push it in a pile and burn it. So you lose a piece of history, which is really cool. It's out. I mean, there's nothing out here there's one more house behind it that was built in the 80s. But pretty neat. So I didn't film a bunch of this. All I did was scrape about 2 inches off, kind of rolled these edges down so the water run off of it, and dressed it up to get ready for tomorrow. And I'm going to go down through here and measure 200 foot and put me a flag, because 2 inches deep, 12 foot wide is about 23 tons. And if you start coming up short 30-40 feet on each one of these drops and you don't get them spaced right, by the time you get to the end of a half-mile road, you'll be eating a load or two of rock, and this stuff ain't cheap. So I always measure it out to make sure that I'm not gonna go over. So anyways, I'm gonna roll it all out tonight. That way I don't have to do it in the morning. I can try to get done a little bit earlier tomorrow because the sun's just about to go down. Remember this limb right here, because it gets me tomorrow. of them. It's backed up for about, I don't know, 3 or 4 miles, looks like. They were sitting, I don't know what they're doing, but they caused maybe a fatality yesterday, and then just bad deal. 35. Almost every time I go back and forth running rock, there's a crash somewhere. Sometimes it's a rock truck turned over, but most of the time it's 4-wheelers in the ditch. Yeah, it's at least 2 or 3 miles long. It never fails. So I'm out here in the shop the other day hauling that rock. I had to take a break. A friend of mine needed to haul some dirt out on location, so I went and helped him for a day. And about the second load, a big piece of sandstone rock got loaded up in the belly dump. Bent the doors. Not terrible, still works. Bent the alignment. Bent this deal here backwards. You see, it's still open and shutting, but when it shuts, it makes a little more noise than it used to. I might be able to bend that one tab forward with a hammer or something. Then about 2 loads later, I was backing up and it was kind of narrow. And the battery's at 70% and says it's dead. But anyways, I was backing around one of the trails that didn't get it knocked down before I made it back. We had two trucks running, one dozer. Anyways, it was kind of on a slope behind the shop and we're just getting started. So I got the trailer in between the berm that I'd dropped in the shop, but the truck was a little out too far and I couldn't really see. And I felt the truck go up. I should have stopped and pulled it, but I didn't. So anyways, I ripped that off. And then the next day, that was Friday, yesterday was Saturday, was out hauling rock on this video, the half-mile long drive, and tore the tarp. Was in a hurry, turned into the property and was going to roll the tarp up. One limb, didn't really see it, although it was real obvious it was there. Anyway, so it's tore, so I'm going to try to patch it together, bolt this side, and put a couple of pieces of wood and screw it and get me by for the rest of next week. I'll go buy a new tarp. Or not. We'll see how long it lasts, but anyways, we'll work on this. Oh yeah, good as new. Doubled up, put some screws in it. Get me by for a week or two anyways. Just go buy a new tarp, put it on there later. It's gonna get cold next week. I think the high Thursday is gonna be like 16 or something. Wind chills is negative, which is pretty cold for around here in Oklahoma. Feels a lot colder here. I don't know if it's because of the humidity or the wind or what, but I've been in Colorado skiing and I've been places that are, you know, you're in a hotel room, you get ready to go skiing and they're saying, oh, it's 10 degrees outside, and you're like, oh no. And you go outside, people are walking around in shorts. It's different here. So we'll get on to the mud flap. Look at there, just drill you some new holes. It comes with a little pattern and everything. Zip, zip. Bolt it up and move on. Alrighty, mud flap check. Just a little trim off the top, about 1.5 inches or so. I'm thinking, what am I thinking? Thinking if I take a really big effing hammer and hit that a few times, I might tune it back up. This is bent a little bit too, but that really doesn't matter. But I'm gonna go ahead and straighten it back up. And it's got a bunch of shit wedged in here, clean all that out. Anyways, go recruit us some help. I got the BFH here. I guess technically this would be the RBFH, the really big fucking hammer. We'll warm up on it. Oh yeah. Yeah, I made a couple more for good measures. I got one more to hit. I think I'll just do it with a smaller hammer. Yeah, I think it'll be fine. So here's the road finished. Quarter mile. I was editing the video last night, and all the video from the dozer, you couldn't see anything because it wasn't shining on the rock, because I was only pushing about 6 or 8 inches of rock all the time. And I finished it up last night. I was trying to beat before it got dark. I didn't have the camera out. And it's getting cold today. It's supposed to get down in the teens. Be Wednesday night, which is tomorrow night. So I was in a hurry to get done with this. Now I'm just moving equipment, come back over here. But this is the finished road. Got the machine running. Gonna load it up, head on to the next one.